Keeping it real.
What it do? This is your brother Bishop of Bishop's Zone TV, and today I gotta talk about Ciara. Yes, R&B sensation Ciara. I know I don't have anything against Ciara. This is not about Ciara as a woman, but this is about her appearance on Henry Louis Gates' Finding Your Roots. You know, I was watching this because I was like, Ciara, she found her roots. Okay, cool. Like, I like to, watch things about genealogy and whatnot. So I decided to tune in to Miss Ciara. And there was a comment she made towards the end of the clip. You go watch it. I'm not going to put it on my channel because, I don't want my stuff to get flagged or anything. But I'm still trying to make a little bit of money from YouTube. But I suggest y'all go watch this clip. And it was something that she said that just, it left me shaking my head. Like, I'm like, come on, sister. Come on. So let me explain to y'all what this episode was about. So they were breaking down her family tree. And they ran across an ancestor, her grandfather, by the name of Willie Head. I think it's Willie Bud Head or something like that. But Willie Head, who was born in 1905. And Mr. Head had a mother and a father just like everybody does. But what Henry Louis Gates found out about Ciara's granddad's dad, which would be Ciara's great-great-grandfather, was that he was actually not the father. And that it was another man who was the biological great-great-granddad of Ciara. And come to find out, it was a white man. Yes, Ciara, her great-great-grandfather, was a whole white man. Yes, the father that her granddad thought was his father was not his biological dad. And what I found interesting is that Henry Louis Gates asked her, what do you think this relationship was all about? Do you think this was a consensual relationship? What do you think about that dynamic? And Ciara's response, and I'm gonna go real soft on Ciara because she just clearly doesn't know. The sister, she doesn't get it. But her response was, yeah, I believe it was consensual. Love is love. I believe it was consensual. Love is love. Let's look at this. Her granddad was born in 1905. I believe this is a granddad. I don't know if this could be her great grandfather, but her ancestor was born in 1905. His father, his biological father, was a white man born in the 1800s, born actually in 1864. So he was 1 year old. So he was 1 year old when the Emancipation Proclamation came into effect, which ended slavery in America, at least chattel slavery in America. Her granddad's mother, Emily, was born 5 years after slavery. While she got pregnant by this white man, Emily was married to the man that her granddad believed was his father, who was a black man. It's not his biological father, but he raised Ciara's granddad. This was a black man. Emily and her, or who she thought was her great-great-granddad, were sharecroppers. They were sharecroppers to a family with the surname Head, which her granddad, his last name was Head. Do you understand? Okay, they were sharecroppers. Her granddad was born in 1905, which was 40 or 41 years after slavery ended. Think about that, people. Think about the dynamic of white men and enslaved African women. Now, slavery was over with, but I'm supposed to assume that this white man who was a white planter who went by the last name of Head, so his family at one point in time owned or enslaved black people because, again, they took on the surname of Head. Her ancestors, her black ancestors, they lived on their property. They lived on the property owned by the Heads in Georgia. They were sharecroppers. And if you know anything about sharecropping, then you understand that sharecropping was another form of chattel slavery. You didn't own these people. These people were not property, but they still had an occupation that was similar to what they did when they were enslaved. And you telling me that this white man, and especially knowing the dynamics of a white man and a black woman during that time, and she was married to a black man, you telling me that that was consensual, sister? You know, I read some of the comments and I'm glad because I thought I was losing my mind when I heard her say that. And Henry Louis Gates, you know, I respect his work. I don't have anything necessarily against Henry Louis Gates, but sometimes I feel like he's kind of soft in his responses. I mean, I'm not expecting him to go hard on Ciara. Say, no, the hell, it wasn't consensual. More than likely, it wasn't consensual. But he kind of, you know, was like, hey, what do you think? Oh, okay, yeah, consensual. Hey, love is love too. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Knowing goddamn well that wasn't consensual. I'm pretty sure that that was non-consensual. Again, this was 40 years. She got pregnant 40 years after slavery ended. She's a sharecropper. She's married to a black man. And then you have this white planter come to where they were sharecropping and just had a baby because it was consensual. Because love is love, according to Ciara. Love is love. I don't even think she understood like what was really going on during that timeline. We talking 1905. That's the year the granddad was born. And the sad thing about this whole situation is when some black folks take these DNA tests and they find out, oh, I have this amount of European DNA in me, or this is in my bloodline, this, that, and third. A lot of people like to dress these things up like it was consensual. They like to look at these situations in modern times with a modern lens. When you see that European DNA inside you, 9 out of 10 times it's through a white male. And that was through non-consensual engagements. Let's just say engagements. Non-consensual engagements, sexual exploitation. You can't dress that up. You can't, that's, you saying that it was consensual is basically putting lipstick on a pig. Oink, oink, give me a kiss. Mwah. You can't do that. And I see too many black folks doing this. When they reveal, oh, I got some French in me, it's like, come on. 9 out of 10 times, it's a white man in your bloodline. Look, when I found out I had European DNA in my bloodline, which I knew I was going to have some European DNA. That's just what it is. I didn't celebrate it. And I call it for what it is. It's our blood. It's sexual exploitation DNA. That's what it is. That European DNA, I don't benefit from having Scots Irish. I don't benefit from having French running through my genetics. That's through sexual exploitation. And we got to be honest about this. We got to be honest. Ciara, unfortunately, like I said, come on now. Maybe that's why you made a bad mistake when you got with Future, knowing he had all those baby mamas. You knew he had all those baby mamas and you got pregnant with him anyway. I'm not judging. Because the sister with Russell Wilson, I love that for them. Shouts out to them. Like, I don't have anything against Sister Ciara. I'm just saying, sister, you out of line for that. For real. Consensual. Love is love. Come on now. Love is love. Okay. I just had to speak on that. Somebody had to speak. And I'm glad there's a lot of black folks in that comment section on that video that's like, come on now. You know damn well that wasn't consensual. Just look at the timeline. Look at the dynamics of white men and black women around that time. Wasn't no white zaddy planters going on then. You telling me it was an abundance of white zaddies on those plantations? I'm just saying. All right, that's all I got. If you disagree, let me know. Or if you like, hey, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Holla.